I'm Sumita Ranganathan, and I'm responsible for IEF's sustainability initiatives, and I'll be giving you an overview of our sustainable offerings and developments. We are a leading producer of PE films, and we take this responsibility towards finding sustainable solutions very seriously. And to this end, we would like to aggressively pursue legitimately sustainable products. We would like to educate our customers and consumers on the true sustainability of PE film products. And finally, we'd like to promote the responsible use, disposal, and recycling of the products that we make. This slide shows IEF's products, and they're classified based on the source. That is, whether they are from a non-renewable fossil fuel source or from a renewable bio-based source. The blue indicates our standard products, and the green indicates our sustainable materials. An asterisk indicates that we have the ability to make these films, but we don't have them in our current portfolio. So let's start with the lower left-hand corner. We have the petroleum-based non-biodegradable films. These are our traditional films, and we offer a broad range of all polyethylene films that are fully recyclable. And we also have multi-layer barrier films with EVOH and or nylon. And the resins that are used in these films can either be virgin materials, or we can use recycled resins like PCR or PIR. Next, if we move up, we have the bio-based but non-biodegradable films. We have a standard offering, which is a starch-containing stand-up pouch film. We have the ability to source bio-based PE, for example, from Braskem or Sabic, and make bio-based versions where applicable of our standard films. So moving on to the bio-based biodegradable category, which is right-hand side top. In this category, we have the home and the industrial compostable films. These are partially bio-based, and one of the monomers is bio-based and the other one is not, and this is mainly for economic reasons. And so we have home and industrial compostable films in our portfolio, and we are exploring marine degradable materials as well in this category. Finally, the lower right-hand corner, we have the biodegradable fossil fuel-based category. And I'd like to mention that we have access to oxo-biodegradable and bioassimilation additives. And according to the suppliers, when you add them to traditional PE films, they render them biodegradable. They take them all the way back to the monomers, and they're biodegradable. But we would like to get some help from an organization like the SPC for approval before proceeding with these kind of offerings. Just a little bit of education. PCR versus PIR. PCR stands for post-consumer recycled, whereas PIR stands for post-industrial recycled. Post-consumer, or PCR, is a material that's completed its life cycle as a consumer item. So it's been through somebody's house as a milk jug or a film, a packaging film. And it's collected in a commercial or a residential recycling program, and then it's sorted, it's washed, and it's processed back into resin. So post-consumer means it's gone through its complete life cycle as a consumer item. Post-industrial is basically a material that's generated by manufacturers and processors. For example, it can be scrap or trimmings, other byproducts. Nirav mentioned this in his panel discussion. And this is reprocessed back into resin. And so this is basically material that's produced from materials that have never been used by the consumer, and they would otherwise end up as litter or landfill. So bottom line, whether it's PCR or PIR, it's less virgin material, which means less fossil fuels consumed. And also, either way, it prevents them from entering the environment in an uncontrolled manner. We are a member of the SPC, and that gives us access to the how to recycle expertise, like Janet mentioned. We are in the process of putting our films through and getting them labeled on how to recycle. How does a consumer recycle these films? And this would help us to educate our customer and also the consumer on proper disposal of these films. Like I mentioned before, we are an APR demand champion for the use of PCR in 2020, and we expect to keep that certification for 2021 as well. That concludes my presentation.